Okay, we're going to look at some more completing the square. So let's take a look here. We've got a couple older gentlemen here and there. I just completed this. I think math guys will love it. Just completed this project, and I know you guys just love doing this completing the square stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same thing with some decimals. Okay, so let's start with this here, 0.1. So we're going to do the exact same thing. It's a negative 0.1. So we want the x squared by itself. So I'm going to take my pen here. I'm going to go y equals a negative 0.1. And I put my bracket and the x squared. Okay, so I've divided the negative 0.1 from here. So I just have x squared and I put the bracket. Now I take the 2 and I divide it by negative 0.1. So I go to my calculator and I take the 2 and I divide it by negative 0.1. So I divide, well, not one division sign, negative 0.01, not 4 and not 0.1, just 1. So let's type that 0.1. So divided by 0.1. Let's see what I get. Negative 20. So right here, I write minus 20, okay, x plus 20. Okay, now I take the minus 20, I divide it by 2, and I get negative 10, and then I square it, and I get 100. So I'm going to add and subtract 100. So on the next line, I'll write a little bit smaller. Y equals negative 0.1 x squared minus 20x plus 100. Always the plus goes first. Minus 100 plus 20. Okay, so we added the 100 and subtracted. Now, this one here has to come out. So if it comes out, the negative comes out, you have to multiply by the number in the front. So now let's do that. We go y equals negative 0.1 x squared minus 20x plus 100. Now we're going to multiply. I'll show it here. We're going to go minus 100 times negative 0.1. So make that minus a bit bigger. 1 plus 20. Well, it's hard for me to squeeze in plus 20. Okay, so this all in one line. Okay, this here, this negative 0.1, this one right here, we're going to multiply it on our calculator. So we're going to go to the calculator here. We're going to go 100. Oh, negative 100. So we'll go negative 100 because we took the negative out. Times what's in front times negative 0.1. Let's see what we get. 10. So let's write on the next line. So we get 10 when we do that. Y equals negative 0.1. Here we can complete the square. Here's going to be plus 10. The two negatives make a positive, and then plus 20. Okay, in here we get x. You take either half of this, minus 10, or you square root that. So this here becomes half of that. It's negative 10 in the sign of the middle. Okay, now we just add the last two terms. So y equals negative 0.1 x minus 10 squared plus 30. So my vertex for this one. So my vertex here is positive 10, comma 30. Okay, my step pattern is negative 1 and open, negative 0.1 opens by that, opens down. Okay, let's just graph this on my software. So I do have some software here. We'll open that just to see how it looks on the computer software. So here we go. We got GeoGebra here. Okay, and it's y equals, so y equals negative 0.1 x squared. Okay, so there's the shape. The shape remains the same now. The rest of it, so let's just go back here. The rest of it plus 2x plus 20. So we're going to go back here. Plus 2x plus 2x plus 20. Okay, so let's see where our vertex is. Well, it's quite a big graph. The shape stays the same, so we're at 10, 30. 10 this way, up 30. We can click on there. It'll tell us what the vertex is. Well, it should. We have to zoom in, but usually you click on the graph. You can just see it's 10, 30. So let's go over here. Make sure we got the right answer. 10, 30 in the step pattern. If you go over 1, it should come down by 0.1, and it goes down because it's negative. So if you were to go over 1 square, and that's 2 squares, we'll go a bit more. So if you go over 1 square, you only go down by 0.1 of a square, and then you keep going with that step pattern. Okay, so it's a weird little step pattern. Let's go to the next one. Okay, and I want you to try this. So you guys can try before I do. It's again a negative in the front, and then I'll put up. I'll follow the exact same steps. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and did it. So here's how I'll do it. You go y equals negative 1.25 x squared something minus 3. Now we got to figure out that something. We're going to use our calculator. So we go to our calculator here. You go 10 divided by negative 1.25. Okay, you go enter. You get 8. So you get minus 8x. Again, you take the 8 divided by 2, you get 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So 8 divided by 2, 4, and then square it, you get 16. So you're going to add and subtract 16. Let's get y equals negative 1.25 x squared minus 8x plus 16 minus 16, and at the end you get minus 3. Okay, then you get y equals, you want to take the negative 16 out. So you always want to take the negative one out. So you get negative 1.25. Here you get x squared minus 8x plus 16. You take the negative 16 out, but you got to multiply by negative 1.25. And then you got minus 3 at the end. So I'll squeeze that in. Then y equals negative 1.25. This you can figure out. It's x minus 4 squared. So it's half of that, or square root of that, and the sign in the middle. Minus 16 times negative 1.25. Let's go to my calculator. Minus 16 times negative 1.25. 20. Positive 20. Minus 3. One more line. We'll extend this page. Y equals negative 1.25 x minus 4 squared plus 17. The vertex is at 4, 17. Okay. Nope. Just if you didn't get that at the bottom, it's 4, 17. Okay, next question. So this one here, if you want, you can pause the video and try it. And I also want you to graph this one. Okay, so you can pause it and give it a shot. Now I'm going to put the answer up. So same idea. Y equals 0.5. And you get x squared. And you get 6 divided by 0.5. So let's go to my calculator here. Okay, 6 divided by, oh, it's negative 6. So negative 6 divided by 0.5. Negative 12x. Okay, plus 15. So you take the 12 divided by 2, and you get 6. And 6 squared, you get 36. 6 times 6 is 36. So we're going to add and subtract 36. 0.5 x squared minus 12x plus 36 minus 36 plus 15. Now we're going to take this negative 1 out. So negative 36 comes out, so you multiply by 0.5, half of it. So you get y equals 0.5 x squared minus 12x plus 36 minus 36 times 0.5, okay, plus 15. The next line, y equals, so here we got 0.5 x, okay, minus 6. So either take half of this, and then 36 square root is 6. And then here, I'll just punch this in the calculator. So let's go to my calculator. I'll do it all in one shot. I got negative 36, well, not 39, 36 times 0.5 plus 15. I'll just do it all in one shot, and I get negative 3. My vertex, 6, comma, negative 3. Opposite sign, same sign. A is 0.5, opens up. So instead of doing 1, 3, 5, okay, we're going to do different. We're going to do 0.5, multiply it, 1.5, 2.5. So over here, I've got my vertex 6, negative 3, and my step pattern 0.5, 1.5, 2.5. So let's go graph 6, negative 3 here. So 6, so we use our mouse here, use a pen. We'll go to 6 and 1, 2, 3 down here. Okay, we'll put a dot at 6 and 1, 2, 3 down. Over 1, up 0.5. Over 1, up 1.5. Over 1, up 1, 2, 3.5. Over 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 1, 2, 4.5 are going to be here. I know it's right on the edge. Same, got the symmetric points on the other side. We're here. We're here. We're halfway here. And then we're way up here. Let's see how well I can graph this. So we'll connect the dots as best as I can. We'll go through that one. Here, we'll curve it down at the bottom. Bring it back up. And there's our parabola. Okay, and we could label it. Okay, we could label it. I'll put a quick label on it. Y equals negative 0.5 x squared minus 6x plus 15. Ran out of room there. Okay, let's go see if we graph this right. So we're going to put this here equation onto our graphing software. So we're going to write it right here. Y equals 0.5x squared minus 6x plus 15. Okay, let's take a look where our vertex is. So click here, there. It's at 1, 2, 3, 6, negative 3. If you go over 1, you go up half. Over 1, go up 1.5. Over 1, go up 2.5. There it is. Looks like we graphed it correctly as here. Okay, so on the next video, I will do now, this is not fractions with rounding, but just decimals. This should be decimals with rounding on the next video.